I'm bringing this story just to like, yeah, for people to know like what is forgiveness about.
All right, welcome to another episode of Life Couch Potato. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't watched our previous videos, make sure to check them out on our channel. I'm Win, and this is Theo, your co-host. And today we'll be talking about forgiveness. And for that, we have a guest.
It's a special
with
guest.
us.
It's
Yes.
a special guest. I knew this guy from church, and we talk a lot. We basically this guy has a lot of stories. I love the stories. He likes to tell stories. So yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be wonderful episode today that we can talk about his past experience. Definitely, this is not gonna be the last time that we're going to invite this guy, because again, this guy has a ton of stories, interesting stories, and for me, I feel like his life, we can make a movie out of his life. And this is just one
Snippet.
part.
Right.
Yeah, it's excerpt of his upcoming movie. So
We'll see about that.
his name is Adi. I call him Ko Adi because he's older, and in our culture, we call Ko as an older brother, right? And yeah, I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah. So my name is Adi. I'm from IFGF Pinol together with Theo and Win here. And yeah, so just can't wait to talk about the discussion about forgiveness today.
Great, and just a disclaimer: if you listen to any different noises outside of our our voices, those are probably the sounds or the voice of Gaudi's little toddler,
Yep.
Ava. I think she will make an appearance, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
All right,
hopefully.
let's talk about the meat, forgiveness. I think for me, forgiveness is something that, again, the Bible will teach us how to forgive, and definitely it's a good thing to do. But I'm pretty sure when you'll agree with me, and God also will agree with me, that it's not always easy, and everyone here will have some sort of stories about forgiveness, even in
Mhm.
day-to-day life. We argue a lot with other people. We have tendency to be selfish, and that cause frictions and requires forgiveness. I definitely have a little bit story about forgiveness. I'm pretty sure you also have some stories about that too. But this Gladys story in particular is wows me and always bless me in such a way that I really want him to tell the story to more people, so that more people can be blessed with his story.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gwadi, maybe just start with talking about your background, right? Where you grew up, your family maybe, and yeah, just to let the readers, the listeners know more about you.
Yeah, sure. So basically, the story of forgiveness, there's a lot of like examples, right? But I think this one is really the one that happening and then really impact my life. So and it's really related to forgiveness. And then just a disclaimer also, because this is like really personal story regarding my family and my parents, the relationship between me and my parents. So I'm really wanna say that yeah, I'm bringing this story just to like, yeah, for people to know like what is forgiveness about. And then
Right. Yes.
probably it's not really I wanna make bad about my parents or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but just wanna, at the end it's all good. So I just wanna tell you that. But yeah, so my background, I live in Jakarta for before I came to US. I live in Jakarta about like 18 years until I finished high school, and then yeah, I live with both of my parents, which means it's kind of weird because my parents got divorced,
Mm.
and then so I think the first 12 years of my life I lived with my mom, and after that my mom got married again, and then we got separated, and then I live again with my dad basically. And then after that, after 18 years, I finished high school. I go to US for college degree, and after finish the college, basically I need to go home at the time because 2009 is kind of like a bad time in US to find a job. So I need to go home because the economy is not good, so I cannot find a job in here in US. So I need to go back around 2010 in Indonesia basically to find a job. And then the story starts where
So
Yeah.
so before we continue,
yeah, sure.
you live in Jakarta. You was born in Jakarta,
Yeah.
right? Indonesian, and with Indonesian parents,
Mm-hmm.
and you live with them for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
There you go.
There it
Hello.
is.
There you go.
The cameo. Hi.
Special guest.
Special guest.
Hi.
If I say hi.
Say hi.
Okay.
Go to mommy. Go to mommy. Mommy. Go this way. Okay, there you go. Go to mommy. Go to mommy.
Bye, Eva.
Yep. The special guest.
Special guest. So yes,
Yeah.
you were with your parents,
Yep.
live with your parents, and then they got divorced.
Yep.
They got divorced. They remarried.
Remarried. Both of
Okay.
them. Yep.
Both of them.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. See. This is already interesting, right? How did you live like that? But okay.
Yep.
And then you, long story short, you basically got bounced around.
Mm-hmm.
Your mom, your dad, your
Mhm.
mom, your dad, like that,
Mm-hmm.
and moved to the U.S. for school.
Yes. Yep.
For school, and then graduated
Yep.
in the wrong time.
Yep.
Where economic downturn 2008 was it?
2009. Yeah. 2009. Yep.
2008,
Financial
2009,
crisis. Yeah.
and then you had to go home
That's
to
correct.
Indonesia,
Yes.
and for some reason you got something, you got a green card, and
Yeah. That's the
another story.
the end of like the story.
Oh, yeah. Sorry for the spoiler, but yeah,
Yeah.
you're here now
Yeah. I'm here again. Back
with
again.
family.
Yep.
Married with family, with definitely a kid,
Yep.
with a baby. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, let's talk about the Jews more. How the issues with your this related to
parents.
forgiveness. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So a little bit more background. I said that 2009 I came back to Indonesia to find a job, right? But just a little bit more background that I finished college with a debt, basically, which mean yes, kind of what do you call it?
Is this a student loan or?
Yeah, it's a student loan. Student loan. But the more to make it more interesting, it's not under my name because at the time is for as a foreign student you cannot have like a student loan.
Uh-huh.
So someone from the church, like kindly enough, wants to become my guarantor, basically.
I see.
So someone is guaranteeing me to have a student loan. So as a foreign student, as you know, the what do you call it, the tuition fee
The tuition fee
is high,
Yeah.
much higher than
much
locals.
higher than the locals.
Yeah.
Let's say like if you as a locals you pay $1,000 per quarter. Let's say as a foreigner you pay like 3,000, 4,000. So 4 times of the usual amount like the locals. And then at the time, yeah, basically I came back to Indonesia with a debt, and then the debt is like super high. And then you can imagine because at the time my background like finished college with a debt, so I need to still keep paying the debt, right? Indonesia. And then you can imagine if you go to Indonesia and then you only earn rupiah, basically the Indonesian rupiah, and you pay dollar because the debt you need to pay every month is in dollar. And then not to take it too long, but basically in Indonesia I got a job, and then when I got the job, almost all of my salary, I can say, goes to the paying my debt, basically. And
Like,
then
how much is that in dollar? If you don't mind me asking.
yeah, probably at the time I got I forgot. It's like 10 years ago, but I think about 6 million rupiah
6 million
Mm.
rupiahs is about
a
what?
month,
Currently, yeah, about 500.
$500.
$500.
But at the time, the dollar is
Yeah.
not 15,000 rupiah.
Right.
Right now, it's $1 is like 15,000 rupiah,
Yeah.
right? But at the time, probably $1 is like 8,000, 9,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
So
about
still,
700.
like
Yeah. Better.
good. Yeah, considering now is good like conversion rate. But yeah, long story short, I need to pay after like getting salary every month. So I need to go to the bank directly and then to pay the debt student loan. Yeah, the reason is simple because I know this guy, the one that guaranteeing me, like he's kindly enough, like wanna be my guarantor.
Mm.
And if I don't pay the debt, basically, yeah, he's gonna be the one that
Mm.
gonna be chased by the bank,
Yeah.
and then
I
he's already
see.
kind enough. I mean, God already gave me the opportunity
Mm.
to like what do you call it? Yeah, to finish college, although with the
Mhm.
debt. But this person is already kind enough because he's praying. Also because the amount is not small, right? I mean,
Mm.
he's guaranteeing like a pretty big amount. You can buy a car with that one, good car, not only like Honda Civic $5,000. You can buy like a luxury car with my debt, and then I don't want to disappoint the guy basically. So yeah, and then yeah, it's kind of it's hard for me just to be
Okay.
honest in Indonesia. I mean, when I go home, also like I stay with my dad because yeah, from 12 years old I stay with my dad, right? So when I go home, I to Indonesia 2009 2010, I stayed with my dad, and then
Mm.
my dad know about this debt basically, yeah, because he knows about my condition, right? Because the reason that I have a debt is because he cannot send me any more money to like pay for my tuition. So that's why I need to have a like student loan. So he knows the condition, and then he knows that I need to pay like hefty amount. So to be honest with you, like probably in Indonesia when I work, like I work with the tie and then good shirt and everything, but probably my net income with the janitor in my office, it's like the net income is like better the janitor because the janitor probably don't have debts and I have debts, so basically I don't have
Oh.
anything.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, that's how I live, and then I live save by monthly by my saving basically because I save not a lot but some money when I'm here. And when I was here, and then I went back, and then so all the money that I earn, I pay for the student loan, and I just live monthly by my saving basically. And then knowing this fact, so
So maybe
Yeah.
just to pause here,
Yeah.
before you go into the next
Yeah.
sort of chapter, how would you describe your relationship with your dad at this point, right?
yeah, so
Is it like
to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because this is like I don't know, the not syndrome, but like the common theme with the divorced parents and the kids. Usually they're not really close because the first 12 years I lived with my mom, and then after she got married with someone else, and then so I lived with my dad. So it's kind of like I knowing my dad start from probably I really know my dad starting from the 13 years old me, and then that's probably the I don't know, probably the best way to describe is, I don't know, is it transactional is the right word? Because I only know my dad as a provider because I probably not as really like as close as my mom. I can share everything. So probably just as a provider because I know like he paid for my school before high school, and then all the food. If I need anything, that can have money, and then he gonna give me money, and then I wanna buy video games, he gonna buy me games, things like that. So probably the best way I can describe my relationship with my dad, because I live with my dad, is like so my dad is the one that provides for me, and I'm his children.
Right,
I
because
mean,
that's the only interaction from up to 12 years old. That
Yeah.
was most of the interaction.
yeah, because we only met like probably once a week because he got remarried also, and then so we only probably met when it's weekend, and then go to the mall and then somewhere, and then I don't know, as a dad probably he wants to make me happy, so he always buy me things, and then probably there's some I don't know, if it's correct, but probably because he felt guilty that he cannot like beat me to like a lot of times, so he just buy me everything basically. That's just as compensation probably.
Probably.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I can describe with my dad.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, to continue, yeah, my dad knowing about my situation. This is back to 2010, right? After I came back after college, basically, and then got a job, and then he knows that I have a debt, student loan, and then one day he came to me. He said that, hey, he knows that I have a U.S. credit card,
I see.
like U.S. credit card, like I think at the time it's Wells Fargo credit card. I have Wells Fargo credit card, and then I always think that I want to keep that, although I don't live in US anymore. Just for emergency, if I need to pay the student loan, I cannot pay from Indonesia, so I'm gonna use that credit card or something. So he knows about that credit card, and one day he came to me and then he said, "Hey, my business, we talk about some things." He said that the business that he's doing is not like so good, like so he needs some cash injection, things like that, and then to make it like work, things like that. And then at the end of the story, long story short, he said that he needs money, and then he knew about my credit card somehow, and then he asked me like if he can borrow the money from the credit card, basically. At the time I don't know how to do it because it's US credit card. How do you use it in Indonesia, right? But find a way just to like someone like swipe the credit card and then got cash basically out of that. And then he took some amount basically.
So you said yes to your
Yeah,
dad's request.
I'm struggling. To be honest, I struggle to like giving him the card because that's for my emergency, and then
All right.
I have student loan already,
Exactly, yeah.
and then I at the time my girlfriend, now my wife Angel, like also said don't give it because there's kind of like just don't give it. That's kind of credit card, right? Credit card's like very high interest rate.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't pay, but if someone want to borrow money, they're gonna say I'm gonna pay soon, blah blah blah, because this is just for temporary, and then this is for you also, right? Because if my business is working, and then I can pay for your debt or something, not only for the credit card, but I can pay for your student loan, things like that. So, plus he's my dad,
Right.
and then like I said before, he's a provider. He always give me things. He paid for I think the first year of my like college life here, like he paid for the money, right? And that's the pretty big amount of money too, right? And then at the end, I relent. I just give the credit card, okay, but you promise to pay, okay? And then I said, because I don't have money, and then I don't have money. I have student loan that I need to pay every month, and then you know the situation, right? And then he said he know, and then he said you're gonna pay soon.
Right. So part of the reason that you are willing also is because you, in a way, you also want to pay back or be grateful,
because,
right? And help him out when he's ready
because
provided
he's my
for
dad,
you.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, and he needs, and I always think that if I'm in needs, my dad gonna
Right.
give me everything. So so I gave him the money, and then long story short, after a few months, I'm kind of asking, hey dad, I need to really start paying now the credit card because the interest already like kick in, and then that's like high interest.
Yeah.
You know, credit card rates like at least like 15%, 10% from, and then APR. So it's kind of like high. I said, let's start paying. At the end of the day, go back and forth with him, and then at the end of the day, he said he don't have money to pay. And then do you have any like money left, cash left or something? So at least I can pay like a little bit. He said, no, I don't have anything. And then at the end of the day, he said he cannot pay anymore because the business not working still. And then, but just hard for me. At the time, it was kind of like, oh man, it's hit me hard. And then I'm kind of like fight with him at the end because said, kind of like my frustration also.
Right.
You know, at the time I don't have money like already because I
Mhm.
already paid for the student loan debt.
Yeah.
That 6
Yeah.
million rupiah already gone
Yeah.
basically. Then I need to pay now the credit card.
Yeah.
Right.
Just more debt.
Yeah,
Right.
and then yeah, we fight. I'm kind of like screaming at him, kind of like, "Ah, where do I gonna find the money to pay? I mean, I don't have like that money now," and then blah blah blah. Then we kind of had a big fight, and then we don't talk like probably starting that after that fight basically,
Mm.
and then yeah, so that's where the relationship with my dad's kind of like, this is not normal. Already not normal, but this is like the breaking point, like where all the image of my dad is kind of like
I see.
got shattered.
I see.
You know, like I feel my dad, although like probably he's don't have money before or anything, but he always like provide me, and he's the one that caretaking of me, taking care of me. And then at the time, when he did that, he cannot pay back the money. I felt betrayed. Like how can you do it with your children? I mean, if it's like your I don't
Business
know
partner.
a business
Yeah.
partner or anything, it's normal, right? But this is, I think he know that he has the risk to not be able to pay back the money, but he's still taking it. That's what I'm kind of like. Why you do this for with your children? I mean, why do you take risks that you want to endanger more? I mean, knowing my situation.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
And he sees you because you're living together, so he
Right.
probably sees you
yeah,
day in day out working and saving and paying.
yeah. So I think I can see from his perspective as well. Probably he don't have any other option. So I'm the one that available and the closest to him, and then that's how it is. And then just after the big fight, we just become like really far.
And is that normally people are looking at dad or God in the image of
Yep.
the biological dad that we have here
Yes.
on Earth, and does that affect the way you look at God at all?
Yeah, to be honest, yes, I think because you always say God is like as your father,
Right.
God the Father, and then and to be honest, it's impacting. That's why I said it's impacting really like big into my life, because the image of father in my life is already not perfect at the beginning, and then with this, it's kinda makes it worse, basically. And the God is like the protector, and then the provider, and everything is kind of like shattered, basically. And then it's kind of it makes me questioning also at the time, like, why God you let this happen? I mean, this is not fair. I mean, I try to do my best, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I try to like keep my promise. I mean, someone guaranteeing me, like the example, someone guaranteeing me, and although I need to pay like with all my salary, I still pay because that's me like honoring you, basically.
Right.
And then why you give me this like apa cobaan, what is the test, like
Okay.
a test.
Yeah.
And then I complain with God, and like it's not fair. Like I try to do my best to honor you, but you give me like more like problem with issue. So and then it's affect me like got a provider. Probably it's just by saying, but I'm not really like
Believe in that.
Convicted,
believe or
yeah.
understanding
I
like
see.
how can you provide. I mean, if you give me like more like
More
problems.
problems.
Yeah.
Right,
So
yeah.
that's how it is.